Welcome back to another episode of Hooked on You. Last time we left off with a big cliffhanger trying to figure out if we're going to apologize or laugh to the Wraith, and I honestly have no idea which one we should do.
I think you should apologize.
Well, you've given me the wrong option every single time, but I'll go for it because I'm stupid.
Yes, you are.
I'm sorry. I get it. This kind of game isn't your vibe. I shouldn't try to... No. I'm the one who should apologize. No, it was a dumb question. It's just... Truth or Dare makes me feel... Thank you for being patient with me. I need to try to be more open with people. Starting now.
Wraith clears his throat. In that lazy way a lazy writer would make him do if he wanted to signify something important or different was coming up. Let's see if you were right.
Do you have my bell? I want to show you something.
We were right. Take a drink. Hold on. Ugh. Is this not a drinking game? Damn, missed opportunity.
Of course I have it. I just lost it in the 3 minutes it's been since you gave it to me.
You reach out for it.
God
But
damn
it's
it.
gone. You did lose it in the last 3 minutes. I guess you were unconscious though. Wraith throws his brow.
I swear I had it. I don't know what could have happened. We'll need to find it. Or...
But Claudette and Dwight burst in and interrupt. Seems like they were having a pretty dramatic announcement. We have a very dramatic announcement! See? Told you.
But it needs to take place at the beach.
Okay. You're up at the beach, but something feels off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you feel uneasy and cold. And here's why. Spirit appears as if from nowhere. Hey, Belton, I bet you couldn't expect a piece of sass. What, goth girlfriends can't make silly, sexy puns from time to time? Dwight and Claudette, scram!
I'm gonna die.
Yes, you are. Yeah, I use these two simpletons to dupe you. You're so easy to dupe, maybe because deep down, you wanted to be duped.
I did not want to be duped. I was having a good time.
There's no way Wraith can keep you happy. Spirit's usual disaffected nature has given way to some combination of disgust and depression.
I can smell the cliche, but I think that's the point, right?
And it's kind of working. Wraith's a fake. He's not even a real ghost. He only pretends he doesn't want people to care about him. But he really, that's all he wants. That's all it's all more he wants anything more than him. The fuck?
You're right.
Bro, I've been having a stroke, I think.
Yeah, it's been the whole time.
Yep.
Well, continue.
What? Can you imagine wanting something so cringe? I bet he won't even tell you his theory about this island. What a fake. You deserve to be someone real. A real ghost. Someone who really doesn't give a shit. Someone who doesn't even care if you say yes or no to me.
Don't even answer.
You see through a desperate last-minute attempt to win your affection. It's almost sad. You turn around and walk back to Wraith without someone just saying a word.
Fucked her up.
Bro, relationship ruined.
I am minus 100 points. Back to Trapper.
No. No. I think he still hates us more.
I don't know. That was a...
That was a very demonic face, I guess.
You came back. No one ever comes back.
Wraith is shook. All those tears welling up in his eyes. You can't tell because he looks away. There's a sniffle, and he looks back at you, beaming.
I want to show you something.
You follow Wraith to the corner of the ruins that you haven't seen. You brush aside some dead leaves and branches, revealing a hatch in the ground.
Want to do the honors?
You open the hatch with some effort and lower yourself into the long tunnel, grabbing onto a rusty ladder and beginning your descent.
Be careful. The hatch? This is
Bro! You descend into a spooky, dimly lit room. It looks like an ancient ritual chamber with torches, tapestries, engraved skulls, and animal
no.
remains.
I'm gonna get sacrificed. Oh, fuck.
On one end is a seat set of intricately carved locks and cuff mechanisms. On a wall, a torture area? On the other side is a table with potions, books, and maps.
Look at the map!
You unfurl one of the larger rolled up pieces of canvas, revealing a detailed map of the island. It's all here. Trapper's Cave, Spirit's Lighthouse, Huntress's Cabin. All the common areas. Even IP Island comes up in the corner with a little heart drawn around it.
I figured out the layout of the entire island. I need to know what it is I'm trying to escape from. Look at the book!
Maybe the killer's trying to escape. Through one of the larger leather-bound books, and Wraith walks over, opening to a specific page. You see incantations, symbols, a drawing of someone chained to the wall. A different language you can't read, except for the words Cult of the Black Veil. Conveniently, those words are in exactly the language you can read.
From everything I found, I think these are the ruins of an ancient cult. They seem to be devoted to some type of sentient evil. I think they used this island, or maybe the person they worship did. And I think they used this ritual site to travel to and from the island. I think they sacrificed people on this torture wall in order to open some portal out of here.
I agree.
Look at the wall!
You walk over to the wall and examine the chains and locks. It looks like some kind of torture wall.
Wow. What happened to people here? Did they keep prisoners? It looks like they were tortured, but from what I've been able to dig up, it was something more. Ritualistic. Serving a larger purpose. I have reason to believe those prisoners weren't alive for long. Do you think the cult of the Black Veil is still around? Are we in danger? I don't know. Maybe. I have a plan. All we need...
And right as you're finally about to get someone with that sweet information you've been lusting after, Claudette and Dwight pop in again. This time, they swear it's a good reason. I promise we're not being manipulated this time. Honest!
It's time for dinner, you silly gooses! Come get some food!
Dwight, for the last time, the plural of goose is geese!
Sorry, I keep forgetting. Damn, there goes my sweet
Always
information.
stupid. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And it's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon with, afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle bribing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including the trickster.
Why is he back?
We love him. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where you cram them all on the screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are, but these four are falling for you. No, not because you're personally, or not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since the trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island. But hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that.
If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank. Rare. Salt. Pepper. No sauces allowed. And serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day.
Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit here and say nothing. Nothing is not an option.
Um, it was a blast. We had a great time and played cornhole. I won't tell you who won, but we both did, in a way.
Everyone rolls their eyes.
Fucking
loser.
cornhole.
Talk about sexy. No, really. If you're gonna tell us a story, talk about something sexy instead of whatever that was. Wraith smiles. You're strangely good at getting him to do that.
The more I play this, the more I worry I went down the wrong path.
Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they're all very tired. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica, not a charmingly parody dating sim set in undisclosed tropical paradise.
I'm afraid I'm not quite getting that reference, but I feel like I should.
Yup.
Oh well.
Bony appetit!
Don't you mean bone? No. Almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables.
Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust the crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants?
Your top-notch service is much appreciated.
Everyone, if you could please be kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something will change everything.
You can go willingly, or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did.
Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul.
I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes. Because of childhood trauma involving fire.
Yeah, Wraith has like crazy backstory. It's crazy.
Silly.
And finally, everyone starts moving toward the fire pit, if only to get away from that Wraith's complaining. Take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my head like this? Doesn't that seem unfair? Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. This thing almost always seems to happening here, so nothing is probably not a good sign. Oh, cool, and now everyone's looking at you. So, you know, do something.
Should I pick someone to tell a story? Or we could play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story?
Wraith points his spine and skull thingamajig at you. Duke out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers.
Try not to bore us.
We're very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress.
Now, you can't tell if you're in warmth from the fire or if it's the nerves heating you up.
I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not there and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive.
He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Belton's going to make an important decision about telling you a story or not. Tell a story, tell a story.
Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery.
Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell?
Mystery is not one of the options. Let's go with adventure.
Okay.
I'm still trying to get the Wraith right. You know, I think he would like adventure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I went hard mode. All right, you like your Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies? How about some adventure? Now we're talking. It's not my favorite, but I respect your choice and will nod politely.
You don't have to say that, Wraith. Just nod politely.
Okay, ready? Here goes. I really like to go fishing.
Solid hobby. Great foundation for a shory store.
You pause. Everyone is waiting with bated breath. No pun intended. Pun intended. Okay, wait, that's it? Not much of a story. Barely even a thought. My pun was better than that story. You sure that's all you have to say?
No, I was just kidding.
So, what story would you like to tell? I think we gotta get personal in here.
Personal. I'll get a little personal now, if that's okay. Those types of tales are the best, and often the most sad. It's a bit of a love story.
It's about two strong hunters who met with and both try to bludgeon with the same wily Wolverine.
Or about a deranged killer who makes the only woman who ever believed in him witness a display of shocking violence? Not quite. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting, she'd been dragged there by some friends. Oh. They couldn't have been more different. And yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. This story fucking sucks.
Get better, bro.
She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months.
Damn.
Bit soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly. I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with someone. Love could spark from a look across a campfire.
Now you got their attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. It's quite alarming, actually. Except for Trickster, who has his headphones in and is loudly playing his own music to drown you out. You kind of smell, honestly.
Hey, that is not part of the dialogue.
I just want to let you know, bro. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but I do. But it was actually quite a bad story. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So, who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining.
The
The one from Japan. What's her name?
spirit?
Yep.
I don't know.
Probably got a good story.
We gotta think about this tactically.
Yeah, right? We've already heard from the Wraith, though.
I know. I was thinking, the Hunter still likes me. The
Yep.
Trapper and Spirit, I don't... Maybe
The Trapper hates you the most. I think you should try to
Maybe.
bring back your relations with the Spirit to neutral.
Okay, let's
so have her
try and
tell
get a
story.
couple Spirit points.
I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you got out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past, who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or technically, I suppose, the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love, and could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony, and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods, by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning on the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tested 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose lilikoi, by the way, so fancy.
Hold on. I gotta look up what that is.
You don't know what a lilikoi is?
No.
Well, neither do I.
Let's pull it up. See, I would put the picture on, but it just looks like a very boring regular cake. So I don't know. All right, continue.
When it came to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or the fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create a unique floral arrangement for the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, She spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so they'd be in the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the bride, or the fiancé, since they had not yet been married, become obsessed with just knowing how many there were, so that she could just choose absolutely the best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancée told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in the basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now that it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush, filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up the flowers after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, impossibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried away by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the fiancé, crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into the festering, moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there was no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them.
Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad.
Just like someone we know.
It was story time! A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up.
When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of an episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off an individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator.
Tell me, Belton, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be?
Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of our evening.
God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment.
Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do when we're not on screen.
Okay. You have fun tonight and try not to, wink wink, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with that end up dead thing?
Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right?
Well, except for Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns, things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me.
Oh, those spindly legs? You'd probably be tired before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded Belton is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice, and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over it all. Don't you get it? Society just wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore.
It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me?
Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you for the moment.
If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives or, you know, some special projects we might have going.
You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before our time on Murder Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either, but with the streaming reality TV dating show Boom happening, it's been pretty much all that we wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because that guy.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out on the next episode. I gave you a little more heads up this time, but I don't.
Like 7 minutes?
Well, whatever. Yes, we will have to find out who we pick for the evening date on the next episode. What, 6 or 7? Doesn't matter. Of Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating simulator. Thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in, as the gentlemen say. Next time, like and subscribe. What else do you say?
Goodbye.
Bye. End video.